Hi everyone. Before we begin, let me ask you one simple question. Have you ever heard someone say, "We have been doing this job for years. Nothing will happen"? And if you have worked in a factory, warehouse, construction site, or industrial plant, you have probably heard these words. The problem is, many serious accidents happen during routine jobs, not because people didn't know the job, but because they stopped thinking about the risks. In my experience, accidents rarely happen because someone wanted to get hurt. Most accidents happen because someone missed one hazard, ignored one warning, or assumed everything would be okay. That is exactly why risk assessment is so important. Today, I'll explain risk assessment in simplest way possible using real workplace examples that every worker and supervisor can understand. Many people think risk assessment means filling out a form. Honestly, that is one of the biggest misunderstandings in safety. A form does not keep people safe. People keep people safe. A risk assessment is simply taking a few minutes before starting a job and asking yourself, what could go wrong? If something goes wrong, who could get hurt? How serious could it be? And what can we do to stop it from happening? This all risk assessment is. It's not a paperwork. It is a planning before working. Let me give you a simple example. Imagine you're crossing a busy road. You don't close your eyes and start walking. You naturally look left. You look right. You judge the speed of the vehicles. Then you decide if it is safe to cross or not. Without realizing it, you have just completed a simple risk assessment. Because you identified the hazard, you thought about the risk, then you made a safe decision. And that's the same way we should do exactly the same before every job at work. Before we go further, let's clear up something that confuses many people. Hazards and risk are not the same. I have already explained this in my previous video, but let me explain it again. A hazard is something that has potential to cause harm. For example, a moving forklift, a suspended load, rotating machinery, electricity, chemicals, work and hide. These all are hazards. Risk is different. Risk is the chance that someone could actually be harmed by those hazards. Here is an easy way to remember it. Hazard is the source of danger, while risk is the possibility that the danger will cause harm. If you remember that one sentence, you will never confuse the two again. Let's make it practical. Now imagine you are a part of a team who is lifting a large steel pipe using a mobile crane. Before lifting starts, everyone is ready. The crane operator is waiting, the riggers are standing by, the supervisor wants to begin. Is that enough? No. Now, the real risk assessment begins here. Ask yourself a few questions. Could the lifting gear fail? Is the crane position on stable ground? Is anyone standing inside the lifting area? Is the weather suitable? Has everyone been trained? Is there clear communication between the crane operator and the rigger? These questions takes only a few minutes, but those few minutes could save someone's life. Once you have identified hazards, now the next question is, if something goes wrong, how bad could it be? A small injury, a serious injury, or could someone lose their life? Then ask yourself, how likely is it to happen? And finally, decide what controls you need. Maybe you need an exclusion zone. Maybe you need a banksman. Maybe you need better lifting equipment, or maybe the safest decision is to stop the job until the risks are controlled. And that is the real risk assessment. During my career, I have noticed the same mistakes again and again. The first mistake is treating risk assessment as a paperwork. People copy yesterday's document and use it again today without checking whether the conditions have changed or not. The second mistake is completing the risk assessment after the work has already started. At that point, it has already lost its purpose. And another common mistake is believing that because nothing happened yesterday, nothing will happen today. Safety does not work like that. Every day brings different people, different weather, different equipment, different condition, and every day deserves a fresh look. Before we finish, I want you to remember something. A risk assessment is not there to slow down your work. It is there to make sure you go home safely at the end of the day. Always remember these 4 simple steps. First, identify the hazard. Second, assess the risk. Third, control the risk. And finally, start the work. If you can make those 4 steps a habit, you will prevent many accidents before they even have a chance to happen. I will leave you one final question. The next time you are about to start your job, will you simply begin, or will you stop for a while and ask yourself, what could go wrong? That one question could change everything. Thank you very much for watching. If you have ever identified a hazard that prevented an accident, share your experience in the comments without mentioning the company names or confidential information. Your story might help someone else make safer decisions. Until next time, stay safe, stay alert, and stay professional.